Hello everyone. In today's short video, we are going to discuss a very small topic, or we can say an introductory topic of UPSC CSC optional paper 2 two's first unit, that is cell structure, function and cell cycle. Here we are going to just discuss about the introduction to this chapter. Okay. Now let us first take a little bit review of how this term cell came into existence. Okay. Now, in the year 1665, one scientist named Robert Hooke, he first observed dead cells in a cock tissue. Now, what is a cock tissue? Cock tissue is the tissue present in the bark of your trees. You must have seen large trees, right? There you must have seen a dried layer which is surrounding the tree trunk. So that is your cock tissues. That is composed of your cock tissues. Okay. After Robert Hooke, another scientist named Anton von Leeuwenhoek, he discovered living cells. Now, just because Robert Hooke discovered the cells for the first time, he was named as the father of cytology. That means father of studies of cells. Okay. Now, after these two discoveries, two more scientists independently gave cell theory from year 1938 to 1939. Okay. Now, these two scientists were Schilden and Schwann. Schilden was working on plant cells and Schwann was working on animal cells. They both give two theories. One is that all living organisms are composed of one or more cells. And the second theory was the cell is the basic unit of structure and organization in an organism. Now, this is the original cell theory which was given by Schilden and Schwann in the year of 1938 to 1932. After this, one more scientist named Rudolf Virchow, he made some slight modification in this cell theory and added one more theory into this. That is, all the cells multiplied, or all the multiplying cells, all the new cells which are formed, they are formed from the pre-existing cells. Okay, that means all the cells which are coming or which are producing, which are newly producing, is coming from the previously existing. That means there should be some kind of cell to produce new kind of cell. That is, from cell only the cell is producing. Okay. Now let us see now that what is a cell. As we have seen in the cell theory, that cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Now, how can we say that this structure or this thing is a cell? Now, for that thing or that structure needs three important components. That is cell boundary, cell nucleus, and cell cytoplasm. In absence of any of three, I mean, if even one is also missing, that structure is not considered as a cell. And that is why virus is an exception, because they don't have your cell wall, right? They don't have cytoplasm, right? They have only the DNA or the genetic material in that. That's it. They don't have anything else, right? Now, why we need all these three? Okay. Now, cell boundary. Why? Okay. Let it be there. Let us first know something about this cell nucleus. Okay. Now, this cell nucleus is called the head of the cell. Why it is called head of the cell? Because all the functions or all the activities which are going on inside the cell, say for example, replication of DNA, etc., right? DNA or protein synthesis, anything, whatever is going inside the cell is governed or controlled by the cell nucleus. Okay, so that's why it is called the head of the cell. Surrounding this cell nucleus is a liquid solvent. Okay, in which there are two types of components. One is in liquid form, and in this liquid are suspended some solid organelles. Okay, now this liquid part is known as your haloplasm or hyloplasm. Sorry. Okay, and the solid part is called as the trophoplasm. Okay, now this trophoplasm, under this trophoplasm comes your various cell organelles, which is your like Golgi bodies or mitochondria or chloroplast, etc. Okay. After that, let us see about cell boundary. Now, why this cell boundary is needed? Why we need anything? Why we need a boundary for anything? To bound, or boundary means to bound only, like right, to aggregate this cell nucleus and cytoplasm together, we need a cell boundary. Say for example, you take an egg, right? If you break or if you remove the shell of that egg, how that egg will look like? There won't be any structure, right? So that's why we need some kind of boundary to bring together this cell nucleus and cell cytoplasm so that the cell can work properly. Okay. Now, in this cell boundary also, there are two parts. One is the cell wall, which is present outside. That is the topmost layer of any cell. Okay. And the second part is your cell membrane. Now, this cell membrane is also called as plasma limb. Okay. Now, today we have studied what is cell and what are the components of cell, or what are the important components cell. Okay. And we have also studied the cell theory, not in detail, but in brief, because that is not in the syllabus of UPSC. So that's why we have just touched it a bit and we have moved forward. Okay. So thank you, everyone. This is, that's all for today's video. In the next video, we will learn about what is cell boundary or the components of cell boundary. Thank you very much.